If your journaling has never actually changed your trading, or you just can't seem to get around to it, it's probably because you're doing it for fake productivity, or you're just overcomplicating it. Pages of notes, screenshots everywhere, and next week you repeat the same mistakes. Hell, I hate journaling too, so I stripped it down into 3 lines that I can do in under 10 minutes. And it's actually just annoying enough to make us better. So let's talk about the first line. The first line is something I do before every session and simply asking myself, what are my expectations for the day? What do I think the market is gonna do? It doesn't have to be detailed, but simply a snapshot of what I am believing in. Maybe I write down, hey, I'm expecting markets to manipulate Asia low and then move up. Maybe I'm expecting no manipulation and a straight TP towards my target. Maybe we're going range bound. It really doesn't matter as long as I write it down. And it's very important for you to do this before the market opens, because after the fact, your mind can just lie to you and say you believed something that's totally not true. And then we already move on to line 2, and that is, what actually happened? We do this after the session and we simply write down, what did the market do? It's where we put our own story aside and we simply look at market behaviors. Did we have that manipulation? Did we move up? We just simply write down what the market actually did versus what we thought was going to happen. And if you have a mentor, this even becomes better, because now you can compare 3 things. What did I do? What did the market do? And what did my mentor do? And if you can do this with honesty, we're already one step closer to fixing your journaling problem. Now line 3 is where we're actually going to see the improvements. That's where we ask ourselves, what's the gap and what are my improvements? This is where we take question 1 and take question 2 and we basically see, what's the difference? What are my expectations versus what the market actually did? So if line 1 was, I expected a clean move and a breakout, but market ended up sweeping and then made the move, then line 3 is going to look something like, hey, I keep underestimating how often we keep manipulating and I can't assume clean moves. And the thing you're going to notice is that it's not about the first thing you write down. Maybe the gap is not really there, but it's when it starts stacking up. Maybe it's the 5th time you entered too early. Maybe it's the 5th time you got manipulated out. Maybe it's the 5th time we did actually make that expansion and you kept waiting for manipulation. And that's the beautiful things. That's where you can find out where to focus on and where to study, where to put your energy. Because once you start seeing this gap keep showing up, then you know, hey, that's the missing piece in my trading. That's what I need to be focusing on. So instead of these 20 screenshots, these detailed trades, and then at the end of the day, you start ending up tweaking a little bit there, a little bit sus, and not addressing the core foundations in your trading, then I think this is the journal you should focus on. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you actually want to capture a little bit more detail because, hey, your strategy has stabilized and you used what we outlined above, then this is also for you. Pros, cons, mindset. That's how you journal your trades. You capture your screenshots, you write down what are the pros about these trades, what are the cons, and how did I feel going into the trade or while I was in the trade. In that process, see the commonalities between them. What are mostly my pros? What are mostly my cons? What is mostly happening in my mindset? It's then to not find the gap, but it's to find out what is happening most often, and then you start doing more of what works and less of what doesn't. Don't try to make the perfect journal, focus on what we outlined above and start there. Get those gaps under control and then you can move on to the more detailed section. If journaling has never stuck to you and you just hated it as much as me, you don't need a spreadsheet army, just the 3 lines, and hey, you will start seeing improvements every single week, every single month once you start applying it. Let me know in the comments. In a month's time, did you find your gap? Let me know your gap and hey, I'll catch you in the next video.